For my foundation, I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in Buff Bisque. Not a lot of people like the applicator for this foundation. It's just like this little spatula, but I think it's easier to put on my face, honestly. And then I'm using the Morphe Beauty Blender. I believe this was like $6 or $7 or $8. And I really love this beauty blender. I'm just bouncing this all over my face. And yes, my beauty blender is damp. I like this foundation because it's medium to full coverage, and what I heard is that this foundation is meant for photos, and they tried this foundation out under 7 different lighting settings, and that's what I love about it. Here's what I always do to make my eyeshadow look more edgy on the sides. I take the flat side of this beauty blender and then I like bounce it right along to give the shape I want on the sides of my eyeshadow. Now I'm using a Y6 brush just to buff in the foundation. Going back with a beauty blender, I'm making sure I'm bouncing on the areas that I'm creasing and making sure it doesn't crease again on me because I'm about to put some concealer. For concealer, I'm using the Pro Conceal HD Concealer from LA Girl. After adding that, I'm going to use the flat side of my beauty blender to really get into that area and just bounce it and make sure everything looks flawless under the eyes. I'm going to go over that edge by my eyeshadow again to really make my eyeshadow cat eye pop. And by bringing that concealer all the way up, it really gives an illusion that I have really high cheekbones. And I always bounce that concealer all the way over my nose as well because concealer is finer than foundation, and I always notice that my foundation comes off of my nose like real quick, especially on a hot day, so I will always cover that whole area just to make sure that it won't come off. Sometimes if I feel like I put a little bit too much concealer, then I just bounce it and add it like on my cupid's bow, my chin, and the beginning of my forehead, like right by my eyebrows. And then I just make sure everything's blended, and I always go back and bounce the areas that I have creases because I crease real fast. Still see darkness under my eyes, and I add just a teeny bit more, and then I just bounce and blend it. And now I'm focusing on my T-zone, and I just put like a few dots right in the middle of my eyebrows, and then a line going down my nose, a little bit on my cupid's bow and on my chin, and then I just bounce it like lightly and make sure it's all nice and blended. I'm using this LA Girl Pro Powder in Banana. So I'm just using this to set everything, just like a sheer coverage all over my face. Setting my under eye with a beauty blender, and then for the rest of the face, I'm using this powder brush from Forever 21 and using the Maybelline Fit Me powder and just put that all over. Thank you guys for watching my foundation, concealer, and powder video. Up next, I will bake and contour. I'll see you guys next time.